The cost of living is becoming harder and harder, and now in 2026, it's harder than it's been in a long time. And the mainstream news won't give you this information. To them, everything's good, everything's peaches, but we know better. So here are some personal accounts of people and how they're getting through this.
This last year for me has been absolutely horrible. I am an entrepreneur and I have been extremely just living in actual poverty. And, you know, I've gotten through that. I lost my dog, my puppy, my baby in August. And, you know, after a really expensive surgery. And I was gonna have to leave everything and move home to Harrisburg with my dad, but I just couldn't do it. And the last minute I figured it out and I was able to stay, and I figured it out in September, but the cycles, they keep happening. And, you know, I've been struggling again, and I was banking on a huge deal that I worked so hard on, a big real estate deal that yesterday the girl backed out. We were supposed to close tomorrow, and then yesterday my car battery dies. Mind you, I have $0. I can't afford to eat, literally nothing. I have $0, and my car battery died, but I was able to fix it. But then I come out this morning and I have a boot on my car, and it's the same thing that happened in July. And it's just like God continuously is just kicking me when I'm down, and it's the cycle that just keeps happening. And nobody, like the people in my life, just the person in my life is just horrible. And I just can't do it anymore. And I'm making this video because I literally have nothing left to fucking lose, and I don't have anybody to talk to, and I'm at my wit's end. Like, I don't know how I can keep going. And I just pray that I can look back at this one day and just like...
There is now 0 states in the U.S. where a minimum wage job is enough to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, whoa, before you go, well, don't work a minimum wage job, go find a better paying job. The whole reason a minimum wage was created was to prevent worker exploitation. The goal was to ensure that even the lowest paid workers could afford basic necessities. The real problem is that it's not even just the minimum wage. Even if you make the average salary in the United States $66,000 a year, you can still barely get by, because the average annual expenses in 2023 was almost $80,000 a year. And we know that in the past 2 years, shit has hit the fan. To have the same purchasing power as the boomers did in the 1970s, a minimum wage job would have to be close to $60 an hour. A minimum wage job. Why don't you go find a $60 an hour job? Let me know how that goes. But no, we shouldn't tax the ultra wealthy and the mega corporations who are creating this crisis, because we should just wait for the money to trickle down into our mouths and all over our body. It's going to trickle down.
We're in Walmart shopping, and it is unbelievable how expensive food is. I don't know how people are surviving, because food is just so expensive. You know, and we don't make more money, but everything goes up. And I don't understand how people are surviving, because I'm barely, and between my wife and I, we make okay money, I guess. I guess it's not okay nowadays, because literally everything is so expensive. We're getting like 4 bags full of shit for $200-$300. It's disgusting.
It's tough out here for everyone. I'm a controls engineer. I have a good job. I've been doing this for a minute. You can Google a controls engineer salary. I should be able to live very comfortably as a single man with 3 kids. I should have no financial struggles. I should be able to afford a home. I should be able to afford a brand new car. And all of this while taking trips and having vacations. And I live in a trailer. I drive a fairly new car, yes. but I have to budget. Like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I cannot get ahead. I do not buy expensive clothes. I do not take expensive trips. I do not put stuff on credit card. I'm not there yet. But for what I make, I should live very comfortably, and I don't presently.
Say post the real shit. So here's the real shit. I am leaving this country, the United States, in 213 days. My son and I are moving there. And I am spending day after day researching schools, where to live, how to afford this, visas, taxes, everything. And I'm angry. I'm angry because I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to leave this place. I shouldn't have to walk away from everything I know. But between, my son got death threats in school recently, and we know what that can escalate to, and of course the schools aren't handling it the way they should. Between looking for jobs for, month after month after month, with everything that's going on, with what they're doing to immigrants, with what we are doing to other countries, I can't be here anymore. I can't breathe here. I am sitting here, though, worried because I've got 2 other kids who are in college here, and they're not ready to leave. And I want to make sure that I've got a place where they can make a soft landing if they need to get out. I'm dealing with all of this, and none of us should have to. And I know that there are people that can't leave, and I'm sorry. I am. That doesn't mean you get angry at those who can. I also empathize with the countries that are being inundated with immigrants. I am sorry. But I grew up in an immigrant-heavy city. I loved it. I loved the diversity and everything. I'm not trying to ask anyone to assimilate to me. Okay, I am moving, and I expect to fully have to assimilate into that culture as much as I possibly can. But for 1 second, understand why people are leaving. This isn't just like a gimmicky thing. I'm not just leaving because ooh, Spain's cool. It is, and it's beautiful. But that's not it. We're literally escaping fascism. And you're not here, and I know you're not privy to everything that people are going through here. And we can talk about that on other videos, but I am just telling you, this is becoming an absolutely inhospitable place for people. And it's time to go. But oh my gosh, I shouldn't have to. And this is so freaking hard. And I haven't even really started yet. I guess I have, but I haven't. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. But if you want real, this was real.
Okay, let's talk about something real quick. I've been doing deliveries for years. Now, I know the end of September or middle of September to about the middle of October, it slows down. But bruh, you can get mad about me saying this stuff about the company. This, it done slowed down. It's slowing super down. I've never seen it like this. I'm almost like a veteran at this stuff, and people are not spending money. Okay, it's bruh, I'm going by the churches and it's Sunday and ain't nobody in there. Ain't got nothing to do with no football season. Bruh, I've been doing this for years, and I'm telling you, people are tightening up on their money, man. I'm like, ooh, I'm just telling you, spend your money smartly. If you haven't been doing it, please do it now. Go to some of the places where you can save money. If you don't need it, don't get it.
Me and my husband, we live paycheck to paycheck. And when I say paycheck to paycheck, I literally mean it. We have 1 child. We live in a 1-bedroom with a den for our son. It's perfect for the 3 of us, but we live paycheck to paycheck. Literally half of my husband's paycheck is going towards rent, and the other half are car bills, food, gas, everything else, stuff for our child. And we could barely make it by. We just, by the skin of our nose, make it by every single month. I don't even know how sometimes, but how are people able to buy houses in this day and age and have multiple kids and go on vacation. Like, I'm asking for a friend, like, how were you able to do it? Please comment down below, because I really need to know. I feel like we're missing something, or I don't know. Like, it's hard out here. It's rough. And I've seen a few people post about this, but like, it's not talked about enough. How are people making it work? I really want to know. Please.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 USD every month for my rent, but for some reason people think that means I make a lot of money. A lot of people in different countries don't realize that $1,600 in the United States for rent, that's not wealthy. That's the cheapest rent you can get. I see a lot of comments saying that, oh, well, that $1,600, I would be rich in my country. You probably would. $1,600 USD in your country might be worth a lot of money. But here, that gives me the back half of a garage. It's 200 square feet. That's the best I can get. And you see, after all my taxes get taken out of my paycheck, that means that my rent ends up being about 2/3 of what I make in a month. That means the only money that I have left for food is just a little bit. God forbid if I have to go to the doctor's office. I don't got insurance for that. So that's going on the credit card, which means my debt is inching closer and closer and closer to maybe I'll just die instead of going to the hospital next time. Like, why would I lie about how broke I am? If anything, I would want to pretend like I'm filthy rich. Right? Weird.
So I was just out on a walk right now, and check out these homes next to this path that I'm on. I was looking these homes up on Zillow, and you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $615, $625, $650 in some cases for these really tiny houses. I mean, they're not very big. You can see the properties they're sitting on are tiny, and yet people want $650,000 for these homes at what, 6.25% interest rates? Like, no wonder nobody can afford anything.
Dream die. How did the middle class die? I'm going to tell you, it started in the 1980s with trickle-down economics that did not work. They decided to give tax cuts to the rich and corporations, saying that money would trickle down. It didn't. It just made the rich richer. Then we greenlit stock buyback. So instead of, when the productivity was going up, instead of giving workers more money, they just bought back their stocks so the shareholders could make profit and the executives could get bonuses. Then we had leverage buyouts, and the government didn't regulate leverage buyouts, and that was the start of private equity basically buying up everything so that they could make more money. Then we moved away from pensions to 401ks, which essentially just took the responsibility and accountability of the company to take care of their workers with the retirement and put it on to individuals. But we were never taught economics in high school, so how the fuck are we supposed to know about compound interest and investing? But they may said the 401k was better than the pension when it wasn't. Then they started shipping our jobs overseas, building the middle class of other countries so that they could make more profit, destroying the middle class here. Then we started ramping up the borrowing money and getting into debt as a country, which devalues our dollar. And then in 2008, we had predatory lending, which crashed the housing market, fucked over so many Americans. And then we used taxpayer money to bail out the banks. And when all the houses were cheap, the rich went and bought those up. And that's when you started to see the rent start to increase around the 2010s into the 2015s. And then in 2011, we allowed super PACs to exist. So billionaires can now buy elections, and they use that money on attack ads, which divides the country. Divide and conquer, and that's what they did. In 2020, we had the pandemic, which both sides of the aisle handled like absolute shit, shut down all small businesses, all the money went to the top, the rich got richer, they printed trillions of dollars more, which people needed. But what did all the people do? We spent the money because we needed to spend the money. And where did that money go? To the top, and they got richer. And lastly, they decided during the pandemic, let's lower the interest rates on buying a home to 2.5% to 3% so that people could refinance and get ahead. But no, all that really did was give the green light to a bunch of rich people to basically borrow free money and buy up all the fucking housing so that we can no longer own a home. And that all ended in 2021. Then we've experienced 25% inflation since the pandemic. And here we are in 2025, and we no longer have a middle class, and the American dream is dead.
Homelessness crisis in the U.S. is the highest it's been since the Great Depression. Millions are at risk of losing health care, and millions more yet have to choose which bills to pay this month and which bills to put off until sometime in the future. At what point do we stop believing in money and this bullshit system, and do the rest of us rise up against the people that are hoarding everything from us and forcing us to suffer? There's plenty of resources to go around. There's no scarcity. We've eliminated scarcity. So what are we sitting on our hands for?
Really unfortunate what this country has come to in 2026 right now. And I think it's only going to get worse. I don't see any major change happening. So it's on us to prepare the best that we can. And hopefully you're not in some of these situations that we just looked at. But if you are, you have to figure your way out. No one's going to come and save you. I'm going to be making videos soon talking about how we get through this, big things, little things that we can change to combat the cost of living that's going on right now. Prices are super high, real estate is super expensive, but there's still ways to weasel our way around these prices and figure out ways to save money and do better. If you're interested in any of that, consider subscribing to the channel. I hope everyone watching has a great rest of their day, and hopefully everyone's situations improve. Thanks for watching.